Welcome to the Fowler College of Business Management Major Career Pathway Series. I'm your host, Andy Esparza, and I'm really excited to spotlight our alums and how the management major helped shape their careers. In this series, you will hear successful management alums discuss their career journeys, offer career insights, and how San Diego State University faculty and experiences help shape the professionals they are today. Well, welcome everybody to our alumni career series. This whole process, we've selected some outstanding SDSU management alumni to join us just to talk a little bit about their careers and give you a better understanding of what we do in each of the specializations of the management major. So I'm really happy, excited to have Kevin Gelfand with us. Why don't you just start off with a little intro, when you graduated, and talk to us a little bit about what you're up to today.
I graduated from San Diego State University in 2011. My major was business management with an emphasis in entrepreneurship. When I started out as a freshman at San Diego State, I didn't know what I wanted my major to be, and I quickly learned about the new entrepreneurship major and gravitated towards that. So that's, when I graduated. Prior to me graduating, I started my company ShakeSmart, which you all may be familiar with. We have a store outside the Aztec Recreation Center and then one inside the Aztec Student Union. And ShakeSmart, if you don't know, specializes in healthy on-the-go foods and protein shakes. So my Alma Mater, San Diego State, gave me the opportunity to start it when I was going into my senior year. So I actually did school and ShakeSmart to start and did that for about a year, then graduated and went full-time with the company. Great. So you launched it while you were a student? Yes. That's impressive. It was tough. It was a tough year.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, tell us a little bit, I think everybody's really curious about, give us a sense for what it's like to run your own business, maybe even a kind of typical day. I think that would be a great place to get a little more context.
Yeah. It's obviously evolved over the years. We're in an expansion mode right now. So my days kind of depend on the year or the season. During January through March, that's usually when I spend time doing all of our end of year finances and other kind of financial forecasting. April through June is where I'll spend most of my time doing enhancement projects, working on ways to carry ShakeSmart forward on the technology side and the nutrition side. August through October is our busy season. That's when we're always opening our stores. And then September through December is more strategic planning for the next year. So that's really where I put my focus is.
Okay. So you're the co-founder, right? And the head of the company?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, I'm interested. Tell me a little bit about how, what you like about being an entrepreneur, what you like about running your own business.
There's thousands of things I love. I would say the number one reason is, people are spending their hard-earned money on an idea that you created. And when you kind of step back and look at that and see how many people are willing to spend their monetary budgets to enjoy ShakeSmart, it's something that really inspires me and motivates me to continue going forward. I would say the number two reason is the team we've developed. It's more of a family, and we especially have a very young team, young women actually, so women under the age of 30. And it's really awesome seeing these individuals who graduated from college and you watch them grow into these professionals and take what we've taught them and continue to expand the brand across the country. So those are.
Yeah, that's really good. I'm interested, maybe just back up a second. What did it take for you to start the company? I'm curious on how you raised the capital, had the money to do it. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we budgeted, we needed about $50,000 to launch the first little canopy kiosk outside the Arc. I had a total of $0 and my business partner had a total of $0. And so we thought it'd be really easy. We're like, oh, this is a great idea. Everybody's going to love it. So we'll just go pitch it to a couple people and they'll give us a loan. And after about attempt number 20, we realized that wasn't going to happen. And so we were very fortunate on two routes. One, my business partner at the time hadn't taken out any student loans yet. And so he took out a student loan to help get a portion of the money, maybe frowned upon, I'm not sure. And then the other portion, I was fortunate my grandma was willing to give me a loan for those. And so that was what we got to start the first one, and both are paid back now.
Wow, that's it. Amazing. So how many outlets do you, or how many stores do you have now? And I know you're at least at University of Florida, I think I read, and maybe Texas A&M. Tell us a little bit about the growth since then.
Yeah, we are at a total of 21 university locations across the country. We're in 10 states. Most of the large universities we're at, University of Florida, University of Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, Oregon, University of Texas, Texas A&M. And so our focus is on expanding at college campuses across the country. And I think we've really hit a tipping point in the last few years, transcending the blended drink industry, because the traditional smoothie companies are very just sugar filled. And so, I wouldn't be surprised if we're at 40 universities by the end of next year.
Wow. So from no money and only a plan to plans for 40 universities. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about, in your experience, over the time that you've had the company, what do you think are the most important skills for an entrepreneur and a business owner to have?
Grit, hands down, number one, grit, hard work. Those are, if you have those two things, you can, learn anything online and then you can apply it. Organization, I think, is extremely important. There's just so many hats you're wearing and so many different things you need to think about, and being able to stay organized with your thoughts is important. And then third, I would say, is leadership, because you're not going to be able to build, most likely you won't be able to build a company by yourself. And so you have to be able to lead and inspire a team below you, to share the vision you want and to be able to carry it out. Okay.
One of the things that SDSU likes to talk about, and the faculty and everybody, is that the management major is really focused on the people side of business. So you just mentioned leadership and motivation. Give us a sense on how you do that with your team.
Servant leadership, I think, is how you would define my type of leadership style. I would never ask anyone to do anything I haven't done myself. And so I'm on the floor with them. Whenever we open a location, I still go to every grand opening. We have our grand opening free shake day. I still work at our grand opening free shake day behind the counter, even though I don't really know how to make the shakes anymore. But I think that showing them that I'm willing to put the hard work in makes them believe in the concept even more.
Yeah, oh, that's great. So tell me a little bit about if you think back on it now, how did San Diego State help you prepare for your future and the endeavor and Shake Smart and everything that you've done since you graduated?
They teach you interpersonal skills. They connect you with others on campus. And I think that was by far the most valuable thing I got out of it, was just how real it was and how you can apply it. And there's so many great entrepreneurs that have come out of San Diego State that I've gotten to enjoy listening to. Yeah,
I think that's encouraging, because, a lot of times students, I think, maybe depending on what major they have, are thinking, is this really going to help me? And it sounds like the answer for you is pretty resounding yes. As we start to wrap it up here a little bit, and take your time on this answer, please. But if envision that, I wish we were in front of a whole group of management majors that are just entering the management curriculum. And some of them have already declared that they want to be in the entrepreneurship specialization. And some of them are thinking maybe not sure. What kind of advice would you give them right now, as you're well into a successful venture here? What advice would you give them?
Jump now. There's so many people who are like, oh, I thought of that idea. But the difference between entrepreneurs and everybody else is they actually took the leap into it. Get involved on campus, become a part of organizations on campus, meet people, connect with people. and read. I love reading different books, whether it's leadership, organization, and so applying everything you learn from others and what you read is really what's going to carry you into hopefully your own venture one day.
Yeah, I think a couple of things that I'm taking away from our conversation here, you mentioned like grit and resilience, just hanging with it. The fact that you went and pitched it 20 times and didn't get a dime, if I've understood you correctly. And the other thing is just risk taking. I think, you just got to be willing to jump in there. It sounds like network, understand, learn. Would you think those are a couple of key ones?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that's spot on. My girlfriend at the time, who's now my wife, thought it was a terrible idea to, sign on to a loan from my grandma for $35,000. And then fast forward 10 years later, we're married and she had to co-sign on a $1.5 million loan. So she turned to me and said, look how far we've come. So, you gotta
That's great. And I just discovered something that we have in common. We both met our wives at San Diego State. So that's good karma. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, Kevin. And we really appreciate our alumni, coming back and interested in helping this next generation of Aztec management majors. So we really appreciate it, and good luck with Shake Smart. We'll be watching the progress.
Sounds good. Thanks. You have a great day.
Okay. Thanks.